Hi friends, this is Gail O'Neill, and I teach stamping. I hope you enjoy.
Well, hello everybody. I was just getting my phone ready. Okay, I think I'm ready. So tonight it's Halloween fun. So I've used Harvest Hellos, Birds of a Feather, and Boo to You. I think there was one more I used. I don't know. We'll find out in a second when I'm doing them. So the first card is this one here with the pumpkins. And so there's a lot to this one, so that's why I figured I would do it first. We've got some masking and some blends going on. So I'm using Very Vanilla cardstock. Oh, so many people. Thank you. Hello, everybody. So I'm using the Very Vanilla 5 by 3 3/4, which you know that's what I love. I did do something different with this stamp because I thought it looked funny when I stamped the face on it on the full one. So I have stamped that with taking some of that out. So of course, did I pull my inks? No. It's gonna be one of those nights, guys. So I was filling out forms today and I am not a form person. So I had to go take a shot of some, I'll call it medicine. So ink that up. Then you're going to take and we're going to wipe part of that away. And let me make sure I'm in camera here. So we're going to wipe that away. And then to make sure that it's gone, I got to do this twice. I also took a blender pen. Of course, this is a dirty one, so now we'll see if it really works. Kind of looks like I'm putting more on it. Yeah, it's kind of looking good. I think I'm going to grab a tissue just in case. Just in case. Well, tissues are missing, but I've got this other clean rag, so let me just do that again. And by the time I do that, it all dries, so huff on it and then pray. Okay, so let's do that again. And the reason I didn't use the marker was because when I did it the first time, it was a different color, and to me it looked funny. It didn't match exactly, so I wanted to stamp it. So let me skip the blender pen, and it's coming. It's a coming. Okay. Okay, cross your fingers again. So then I kind of overlaid it like where that piece that I didn't stamp, so that they were right next to each other. Ba-ba. Okay. So now you have to take, and I've already made masks. So I'm going to mask this one. And I'm going to mask this one. Oh, everybody's saying hi to each other. Hi, Ivy, Sue, Fatima. Okay, so now we can stamp this hole. So now I want this one to be in the front. So I'm going to stamp that. And then I'm going to go ahead and mask this one. So that's going to go right there. So this one and the next one that I stamp are actually going to be towards the back when I remove everything. Looks kind of funny, right? Okay, so now I have this. I think I didn't pull out what this came from. I'm pretty sure I didn't. It came from one of the fall sets. Whoa. I'd be needing those. Okay, so now, whoa, I almost messed that up. Now these two have to be masked. That's why there's so many of them. Okay. Phew. I almost messed that up. So now we can go ahead and stamp all these. So it's going to be all that wheat behind those pumpkins. Okay, now for the reveal. We got a pumpkin and another pumpkin. Now those two will come off together. Okay, now I need to find, I think I stamped them higher than I did. Yep, one of those nights for sure. I didn't pull any of my inks. Good thing they're very close. Okay, so now what I did is we're going to go ahead and stamp, or did I do them after I colored? I may have. I think I did. I'm going to stamp them last. So let me put these away. So then we're going to use the blends, and these are the pumpkin pie, dark and light. And the last time I colored pumpkins, I think I did them with the crayons and the baby oil. So I'm going to go ahead and put the color where I want it darker. So I'll do like 2 at a time. And I'm kind of feathering, but not like I do with the other markers I'm learning. I have these now, illustrators, and this is the older one, but some of the other colors that I've gotten have new Japanese tips on them, and they're very cool. I just have to learn how to use them better. Okay, so now we take the lighter one and we're going to do some blending. Oh God, you guys are really having some combos there. Sorry, I can't walk and chew gum at the same time, or I'd be right with you. And when I was watching Dawn today, I did my nails. She was like, "Is everybody coloring?" And I was, just not stamping. All right, I think I need some more shadows, but Lou's gonna be like, "Oh, that gal." What'd I do with the other one? Okay, we're gonna call that done. I mean, I would spend more time on it, but I'm not going to. Okay, so now we can go ahead with the black and stamp in the faces. Yeah, they're so cute. And then I just had the little one, so let me do the green. So this is garden green. And you don't have to, even though I just got that perfect, you really see that one I didn't. You don't have to fuss because you just go in and draw it down a little bit more. All right, 2 out of 5 isn't bad. So this is with our regular markers, and I just brought any of it down that didn't get stamped. So now what I did is I took green and I used, what did I use? I don't know. Okay, I think what I used was the dark granny apple and the light old olive and some dark old olive. I think. We'll find out in a second. So I colored in you just can't. So we did the grass this way. I. Pizzazz. So I'm just going to take, and this way, like with the flicking, I couldn't do this, but with this, I can go right up to the pumpkin and let some of it go on the pumpkin. And then I can be a little bit more random, where with the flicking, I'm not that good yet. And then I'll show you the difference between the two with doing this and my amateur flicking. But I know if some of my new friends were doing it, it would look beautiful. But I am not there yet. I want to get a little bit up in there. So I'm going to have some like sideway grass. I know. I know what I can do. I know. Not the right ones, but it's going to work. It's going to work. Beauteous. I still see the sideway ones. Okay, so I'm going to take, let's hope this one works. It should dry lighter. And you're still going to see the grass. So this is the light granny apple. And I'm not doing the sky. You have to pretend there's a sky there. Okay, so then what I did is clean the stamp off once again. Okay, and I use the black marker. Yeah, black. And I just colored the happy. Hopefully. So I stamped the happy there, and then I cleaned it off. I do need to do a little bit more blending there. It looks a little funny, but the grass looks good. Okay, and then we'll do the Halloween. Boo, Halloween. And I have an adult card too. I did an adult card. It's going to be a birthday card for my friend. And she never watches me, so she won't know. And Halloweeny. Let me just try blending that a little bit more. It's annoying me. It is the light. You probably don't see it on camera, that it's like a line, because I couldn't flick. Flick my back. Okay, so now we're going to take that and glue it down. And then that's going to go on very vanilla. Oh, one of the cards I did today, I did 3 times. And when I thought it was done, I was like, oh, finally, because I had ripped it apart and put it back together. I put it on the card backwards and had to rip it apart one more time. I was like, really? Are you kidding me? Okay, so you can see the grass in this one, and then you see my attempt at flicking. So I don't know what that really looks like, but I'll learn eventually. But this was a lot easier. Gotta love rubber stamps. Okay, so this goes in there. So now the next card will be, we'll do this one. This is the other technique. So this was fun because there was no witches or ghosts in this catalog this year. So this is the card. So in order to make the hat, I tried a couple different things, and then this is what I did. I took the tree punch, pine tree punch, and cut out a pine tree. Then I took my snips and I snipped all that pine off. Just like so. Nobody does it like Dawn. Okay. So there's my hat. And then for the band, I took, oh, that was my vape that just hit the floor. All right, where'd it go? I had a strip of paper. Well, here's a scrap. I don't know what this is. Oh, because I cut out one of them. So what I did was punched with the circle, and then you go back up and punch a second time. So you're left with a C, or whatever you want to call it. And then I just glued it to the front like that. You can either glue the sides down or trim it after. So that's how I made the witch's hat. Fun. Another reason to get that punch. But I had to have witches' hats. No witches. Okay, so for this technique, and this is from, there are two guys in England, and I guess they work together. Fran was gonna, I hope, put the name for me. Otherwise, I will have to do it later. Now, what I just do with my, oh, I put it under here so I would remember where it is. So this is a piece of cardstock that I laminated. So I have a few of them. I gave one each to the girls in my group. So this is our white, Whisper White refill, our pigment ink. So I took, that one's a little loose. This is supposed to be much thicker. So it's like one drop of each. Now I've got like a big drop. And then whatever colors you're going to use, you put a drop on top of that. So we're using pumpkin pie, crushed curry, and granny apple green. And I really did put these kind of close to each other. Is that the one I already did? It's hard to tell. Well, we'll find out in a second. I think that's the one. So I might have to put one more drop. Okay, then a coffee stirrer or something. Let me do that one. so I can tell the difference. Yeah, that's the, so I got to do another drop. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Okay. So one more drop. We're going to do the orange over there. And a drop. Oh, what a difference. And then mix up the green. So it just changes the look of the ink. It does make it a little bit easier to blend, but I wouldn't say it's like when I use the glycerin. So you pick up some color, and I'm going to do the yellow first. Then I'm going to do the orange. And it does take a while to dry. Not real long. And then I was lazy with my sponges, so I just picked up the green with the same. So it's like greenish orange. I kind of pre-blended it for itself. But you see, it's like, it's a different look. Like I've painted this way, mixing my colors, but I've never sponged with it. So it's pretty cool. I like the way it looks. Let me put this where I'm not gonna put my hand on it. Clean off my hands. Okay, so that's the background. Now we've got all these different witches' hats to put down. First, we're going to stamp a kitty. We're going to random stamp the kitty right on top of where we sponged. Almost forgot. And most of them are going to be covered, so you're only going to see one here and there. That should do it. So they're kind of wet. So then our hats are going to go down. Am I missing some? I'm missing one. Have no fear, I have extras. Okay, that should do it. So we're just going to go ahead and glue them down. Say, what do you mean we got no witches? Oh, thank you. And I'm yelling like, you know, you're in the next room. Thank you. I should do that one there because, yes. So let's see if I can get that up. Yes. Yes. And on the first ones, I didn't like draw these things, and oh, I didn't draw it on that either. Now, well, we'll see if that doesn't get covered up then. So then I did the kitty the different way, because if you're punching the cat, which that is a punch. So if you're punching it with cardstock that is the same on both sides, unless you want a white kitty. So I'm doing him that way because I wanted the glossy cardstock. What did I use on that? Happy Halloween. So I could have embossed that too. I mean, you could. I didn't. But I did re-ink my ink. And then this gets popped up. And one more down there. And my tool, where'd it go? It's hiding behind my phone. Oh, I see Grandma Deb. I just got glue on that. He'll have to get cleaned up. That's why I don't use glossy that often, because then you get marks on it. Okay, so these are glued down. No, they're not. I didn't do them all. Duh. Ta-da. Did I get them? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and trim everything that's hanging out the sides. With my full of glue ribbon scissor. It needs a good cleaning. Okay, and then this is going to get popped up as well. Well, it'll be here, Karen. I won't delete it. And then this goes on at an angle. It's also going to be mounted on black. And in case anybody missed it, when I use my Tipsy, I have not had my cover on now in a few weeks. I just put it down, and when I go to change it, that's when I'll pull that glob. But that glob seems to keep it from getting stuck. And I love it. Now, if they would make mono that wasn't as sticky, I would really love it. Okay, and then this I put down flat. Oops. So that's the card. I'll clean that up later. This was the original one. But I love the way that ink looks. I really do when you mix it. So it's just another way to be doing it. Okay, number 3 and last card, and then I'll show you the other ones. It's the only ink pad I pulled. Go Gail! And I have another witch's hat. So very simple card. That's all prepared. So I random stamped the web in gray. Almost grabbed the black. So very quick card. So I embossed that cat in our glitter embossing powder. And then the wicked was cut out with the die. And with that wicked, it's the wicked and then the spider come together. So I just did 2 layers on this. Usually I like to do 3, but I did the orange kind of sticking out a little bit. And just some few dots of glue here and there is enough to hold it, because this glue is super stick. So that goes across there. And then it sticks to your hand and goes where it wants. I think I need more tequila. Okay. So then we have the hat, which I'm going to mount up. And the kitty cat, I already put some on. So the hat goes like that. And then the kitty, I kind of put down a little further. And then it's just a matter of putting the baby together. Almost time. I'm using up all, from all my classes, all the ends of glues that I have before I buy any new ones. I think I might have one new one left. And then with the right way. You likey, Sandra? I'm only catching like here and there. Okay, so that is that card. A quickie. So now I know you want to see my others. Let's get rid of that. And the ink. And I don't want to get any ink on the backs of these cards. So I'm going to move these up into my basket. Up, up and away. Okay. So these 2 guys you've seen, but I've made them into witches as well. So what happened? Oh, my phone must have froze. You can see it? Okay. Because I'm way behind on my phone, I guess. All right, so there's that one. Now, what I wanted to point out is this is one of those backgrounds that I did with the baby oil. There's one little spot right here that got a little bit like seepage. But this one I heated. I'm thinking of taking the rest of them and maybe putting them in a 200 oven for just a little bit to bring out that oil and then lay them down. But other than that, it's passing the test. I mean, it would only have gone into this one. So, because I was a little worried, that the oil was coming out, but it seems to be going away. So that's a good sign. Then we have this one. So what I did with this is I took an oval and then I took one of our, I want to call it an edgelet, but just an edge die, and cut it. You could use like the zigzag part of that zigzag one would work also. And then the eyes were the little, I think it's a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. And for the mouth, I just cut a piece off. And for the inside of the eye, from the detailed trio, I used that little oval, and then I just colored in a circle there, just to do something a little different. Then this was one of the backgrounds when I did the backgrounds with the masks, stencils as I call them, and this was a leftover from last week, and the only thing I did different was I added a little piece to the back to make it look like you can throw something in it. I should have shaded, but it's a little small there. So that's that one with this little guy, and I also colored in the other video. Now this one, because we had no witch, so I looked up witch cards. And I was looking at the faces of the witches, and I took an oval, and then I wish you could see the other part of it, but it's all like glued together. So I just kind of in pencil like sketched. The only thing I didn't know how to make a nasty mouth, but I just did it. So I have my Wicked Witch. And this background was also with that same stencil, but with our Delicata inks. So at least I'm using up backgrounds, girls. They come in handy. Now here's the adult card. So I saw a card on Stamp Junkies that somebody posted, and they just had this little cute ghost and a glass of something, and they had booze to you. So I couldn't find a to you, and so I made these little ghosts. One I did in vellum. Her face looks like the light bulb punch. Oh, I never had the light bulb, but it's just an oval. So these this was our balloon punch. This was, I don't know. I forget already what I used, but you just grab what punches you have or what dies you have. This was also an oval, and then I did the end, but of course you don't see it. And I did it in the vellum, like I said, but I couldn't see him good. So then I just took a marker and just brought it around him to highlight him a little. So I think it's pretty cute. So this is going to be inside. It's going to have a happy birthday to my girlfriend, and she's allowed to go booze. So, and Sandra, you better not be watching. So this was all the cards. I know I shocked myself because I really don't know how to draw. But I guess when you really want to do something, so here's all the cards. I have to get that glue off of there. I'll kind of stick that there, and the Wicked. I take a picture of these like from the video for YouTube, so I like them to be a little bit where you can see them. So thanks everybody for joining me. Oh, I'm glad you liked them. And I will be back on Wednesday. Maybe I'll let you guys pick it. Let's see, Elfie, Perfectly Plaid, or Cup of Christmas? What do you think? Pick it and I'll play. Leave me messages and I will, whoever has the most, that's what I'll do. So thanks for joining me, and it's going to be something you pick this time, not exactly my motto. So you pick it, I'll do it. Thanks, everybody. Good, Elfie, all three. Oh, maybe I can coordinate all three. I could put Elfie in a cup. I'll see you on Wednesday night. Thanks, everybody. Good night.